Portland has a long history of sightings. The 2 weeks before Roswell, actually, there were literally hundreds of UFOs seen in the sky. And we have documentation in the headlines of the Portland Journal and the Oregonian. So Portland was a center of UFO sightings before Roswell happened. And then, of course, after Roswell, all the attention turned there because that was the first time, and still the only time, that the Air Force officially acknowledged that they had recovered a downed craft. The official story from the Air Force was that they had found an alien vessel that had crashed. Some reports said it covered about 2 miles long. Some people said that they had found some pieces of metal with strange writings on it. The Air Force or the Defense Department are probably the only ones who really know what was found.
Lieutenant Colonel Philip J. Corso did a book called The Day After Roswell, in which he details in huge detail how he was given an assignment by General Arthur Trudeau in the Pentagon when Eisenhower was president to take technology from retrieved extraterrestrial biological entity craft and to hand carry to very certain select corporate heads technology that we knew was from someone very advanced in this universe.
The future of mankind is being guided behind closed doors. And all over the world, scientists are working on projects designed to take man beyond the confines of this earth. You are looking at the actual models of spacecraft now being developed by agencies of the United States government.
Militarily and technologically, we're far advanced to any other country on the planet. And is that a coincidence? I mean, do we need alien help to do that? Maybe not.
Beginning in 1947 with the Roswell artifacts, there have been these pieces of technology that have been reverse engineered. Lasers, night vision, high tenacity fibers like Kevlar, and most noticeably microprocessors, all resulted from the Roswell artifacts.
Nowadays, most of our aircraft are made out of composite materials. Where did Kevlar come from? Basically, what you're taking is you're taking plastic and you're just like weaving it together, okay? And that basically makes a bulletproof vest. You can do the exact same thing for aircraft. Now, that's a pretty large leap in technology, considering that, you know, from the 1970s, we were using basically titanium and aluminum alloys. So they've actually been able to lighten aircraft to the point now where, you know, some of the, like the F-A-20 or the F-22, I mean, that's almost all composite materials. That's kind of a big leap in technology in a short period of time.
No man living today can predict exactly what the future holds. But this much we do know. All through man's march across this earth, the wildest dreams and fantasies of one age have become the commonplaces of the next.
A person came into the Portland Alien Museum who was in Army intelligence, and he told me that he had seen live aliens in a special Air Force intelligence base in Arizona, and that they were held about 11 floors underground. It was pretty close to X-Files in the sense that they were experimenting with the aliens to see if they could get some kind of a hybrid.
The Greys are actually fashioned or created out of pure ether by some highly evolved race, just as the craft is. They haven't been able to find on many of these down craft any seams in the material that they're built out of. There's no rivets, there's no seams. There's thought that they're created out of pure consciousness by an extremely highly evolved race. And the same goes for these drones. These Greys actually may not be human or humanoid, or they may actually be more robot in essence, and that they tend to usually work with a supervisor, and the supervisor tends to direct them in a mental capacity, in a non-speaking capacity.
The exploration and colonization of space. All over the world, men and women are working to make that dream a reality.
It's not a coincidence that all the big wave of UFO sightings took place in the late 40s, just after we'd begun blowing up nuclear weapons. They're looking at us and they're saying, holy Toledo, these people are just on the cusp of developing advanced technology. We better start keeping an eye on them for perhaps two reasons. One, they're concerned about our well-being. They'd hate to see us blow ourselves up like a bunch of children playing with dynamite. And then two, they're concerned that some race of baboons like us are going to achieve advanced technology and begin traveling between the stars where we can begin making trouble elsewhere.
It's fun or speculative to try to imagine what the motives of alien races are, but again, it's all speculation. I mean, until we talk to a philosopher or a poet, we will only know the military side.
The United States government, in cooperation with the English government, our allies in World War I and II, they know that we are not alone. They know that this planet is constantly being interfaced by intelligences other than Homo sapien. Why won't the government of the United States step up to the plate so that we can live a more decent and honest future?
The reason the information was withheld, it's because a lot of the military and a lot of the government are deeply religious people. And for them to come out and admit to the American people that there are alien races and so forth would be cataclysmic to their religious belief. If getting the information is a kind of a threat, they will infiltrate all of the organizations. These people have worked for NSA, they have worked for the Defense Department, they have worked for the CIA. So basically you have groups, investigative groups, and then when they find something of real importance, it disappears. And when they find hoaxes and sort of tin hat sort of situations, then that gets all the press. If you go to a UFO convention, you'll find that you know, most of the people there, I mean, at the convention here in McMinnville, you have Linda Mountain Hall.
The truth is, we are dealing with creatures from outer space.
And Stanton Freeman. And these are two people who've been in the field for a long time. They're very respected, and they're probably working for the other side. I don't see a great future for man. I mean, or I see a splitting, if you will, where a certain small percentage of men will continue to improve and become more intelligent, and the other part, the 95%, will devolve and get into a rather savage world in which the primary force will be religious belief and faith. I see a devolution of science in that sense, and where science will simply become the handmaiden of a certain faith structure. So I don't have a real optimistic view of the future.
We are clearly looking at some kind of a collapse of modern civilization, starting very soon with the decline of petroleum and to climate change. So human consciousness must change. Human beings must begin thinking differently if we're going to survive and get through this terrible period of our adolescence. And I think the ETs certainly, being thousands, if not millions of years more technologically advanced, they also know how to think a little bit more clearly too.
I believe your darkness has come. Can't see the forest for the trees. You're confused in the wilderness. Chaos like the sun. Is it peaceful there? You're confused in the wilderness. Chaos like the sun. Is it peaceful there? Is it peaceful there? She said lay low on the table and breathe the sugar she's off.